Peace, high frequencies, tribe. I hope everyone is rested well, doing wonderful. I'm going to tell you a few things before I go into the overall dream for last night. But I do want to share with you my other platform for those of you all who we're going into spring. And we know during the springtime in traditional Chinese medicine, it's a time for us to cleanse our liver and our gallbladder. And they work so hard. The liver is our largest organ. And it works so diligently and hard in order to just break down. And it breaks down even your medications, your food, and it stores and it produces bile, and that's stored in your gallbladder, and then that is released out. And sometimes people have gallstones that harden. It's that bile that hardens in their gallbladder, and they may not be able to pass those gallstones. And it's not a bad thing if you have gallstones. I do this cleanse every year. I actually do a cleanse 4 times a year with every season. And during those seasons, even if you're vegetarian, you're vegan, or you're plant-based, you will actually pass these gallstones. I've had little tiny, hard little green stones. They're really tiny. And you'll see them in your stools, which will pass out during your cleanse. And it's nothing to be alarmed about. It's actually good, because actually after you go through a series of the changing of the sun and the changing of the weather, of the movement of the sun is what I want to say. The movement of the sun, Earth revolving around it and changing these different seasons and orbiting, and we change, and our body changes and orbits, and we go through internal seasons as well as external seasons. So we cannot forget about our bodies. We cannot forget about how to take care of ourselves. And even though we'll go out and we'll clean our car, we'll clean our home. I just talked to a friend that's he's painting his home. He's doing the bathroom next. They're getting prepared for the spring, and we should also do it for our bodies. And he's also said this is a great time. Thank you so much. Your cleanse came at such a wonderful time. I'm going to do it with your group. So if you all are interested, please go over to my other platform. It's fitnessdiva.com. I'll put the link below so you can check it out if you are interested in joining and participating in a cleanse for the spring. Of course, you know we hit spring equinox on the 20th of this month. So it's a very important time now to start setting yourselves up and knowing what to do. And a good thing about the cleanse, you're not doing it by yourself. It's a group. I'm also hosting it. I have a holistic chef, an herbalist who is working with me, and we have created the recipes for you that is specific just for cleansing your liver and your gallbladder. And also within it, just like when you exercise and you have compounding muscle groups, it's not just it will impact your liver, that's our focus, but it will also help heal the digestive tract and other things, even, with other foods that we've added for women who have fibroids or men who have erectile dysfunction and other issues, that you'll also see the healing in the prostate, the healing of the fibroids, the reproductive system, the digestive system as well. And you'll have a whole lot of energy. So that is the Jumpstart Energy Cleanse, and it is great. So that's just to start off, just to get that out of the way for those who may not have done it. And we know we have to cleanse our home. We smudge, we sage, we use Palo Santo in our home. But what are you doing internally? Because your internal world reflects externally. Your internal world reflects externally. All right, so we're going to kind of like things that led up to the dream state last night. And I was watching online live by Understanding with Seven Bomar, and I did a Blue Lotus and psychedelic mushroom tea, microdosed it last night as I was watching the video, or his live. And so my biggest thing was to see, okay, I haven't done a nighttime microdose before. What would this do? How would this make me feel? What would it change in my dreaming realm, in the active dream state? Would it increase my frequency? Would I become more lucid? Like, these are all the questions that I had as I thought about it. I've been thinking about it for weeks of doing an evening or a nighttime microdose at bedtime. So I did it last night. I sipped on it a little bit while it was hot, and then I let it steep some more. And then before I went to sleep, I actually drank a big gulp. And then I just laid down and went to sleep. Now, going into the dream, it wasn't, and this is what, okay, I'm just going to go into it, because what I thought I was going to receive, and we have to always just remove what we think how things should happen, and just let things happen, because we don't know what is what. We're just here in the experience. We have no fucking clue about what we need, or what the experience should be, or what we should receive. We only just know what we've already tapped into, but we don't know what else there is after what we haven't experienced. So in the dream, it is very like fuzzy faint. If you've ever had a dream where it's like a little bit fuzzy and faint, but you're picking up glimpses of things that occurred. And so in the first part of it, I do recall being somewhere which felt like what I can call my dream family. These were people who were in some type of relation with me, kind of like father or sister, a relation with me. They were related to me in some type of way. Well, it was something that my family, including myself, that we had or we held as something that was in us that others, these opposing forces within the dream, wanted to extract or take from us. It's like they were trying to get to us, to take this from us. It almost was similar to the feeling of like what we experience here is what one would call racism and oppression, or not even oppression, but more so of stereotyping racism, but from a point of not just disliking someone based on their race or culture, but knowing the power that that person has, which makes you dislike them, but also strategizing on how you can extract that power that they hold from them. That was like the first part theme of the dream. And so it was like we were synchronizing, moving from one location to another to get away from these opposing forces who were trying to extract our power from us, because we knew they were coming, we knew they were around, we knew they were there. Then it jumps to another part of the dream, and I am actually like hosting or housing these two very important like men, and they were melanated men, but they were extremely powerful and wealthy. Like, not only just wealthy, powerful, but they were extremely well known. Maybe somebody people will look up to in like the famous sector or somewhere on TV. Not quite sure, but it was, I had a third eye view and also a contact within my soul self, or the light self, and my astral body with these two people, these two men. So both of them were putting their money, their time, their energy into having, like I said before, our family, was like our tribe or group, be able to move and escape from the opposing forces that was trying to extract our power. They had the means in order for us to maneuver around this astral system, best way I can put it, in order for us not to get caught and get the power extracted. It was one part of it that I actually saw it happen to someone, and that's the part that's kind of like fuzzy, hazy, and not really clear. But it was more of, like I was saying before and last week when I was talking to y'all about my dream, it was more of a feeling of what I could feel in the dream more than what I could see. So again, I said there were these two men, and at first one had never met the other, and it was through me that they connected. It was like one of them saw a video of the other one saw a video of the other, and they wanted to connect because they saw the work that both of them were doing, and they wanted to connect because they thought, they knew they would be more powerful together. And so we end up connecting, and as I was taking my soul family, maneuvering through this space to get them to a point of safety in another part of the realm, I had to pick up some things. Now, one of the men had a list of things that had to be purchased. It was like I had to pick it up, which was weird. That didn't make much sense to me, but that's how, dream spaces can be sometimes. I had to pick up salmon, raw fish, just a raw salmon, and salad. And it was this package. I remember seeing it specifically. I was in some type of store, and it was packaged together, the salmon and the salad. And there was some other things that I was asking, do you want me to get it? He's like, no, this is what you get. This is what you need to get. This is what you need to get. And I was like, okay, well, I got it. I got the salmon and I have the salad. I remember that specifically. Now, I didn't get any numbers in this dream, but that second latter part, as I told you, I was with my soul tribe, my soul family, and we were maneuvering through these spaces so we would be safe from these outside entities that wanted to extract our power. I also had, once again, a baby with me. And it was a masculine energy child that I had with me once again. And I remember being at this store, and the child was like in the grocery shopping cart in the front as I was looking to pick up these different things. So yeah, that was the dream state last night, off of the Blue Lotus and the Psilocybin microdose that I did right before I went to sleep. And wasn't quite what I thought the experience was going to be. I really thought it was going to be more lucid. But this was my first night doing it. I do plan on doing it for 5 days of evening microdosing with Blue Lotus. And if you're not familiar with Blue Lotus also is it's one of the flowers, the ancient herbs that they used in Kemet. It actually helps with lucidity in the dream space, actually being able to, and I'm just gonna, instead of trying to go by memory, I can pull it up. I'm right here at the computer. Let's see, Blue Lotus, metaphysical properties. So it is said to enhance meditation, ease tension. It is also used for both sedative and stimulating, create a relaxed, open sensation. Can be potent remedy for stuck feeling depression. It can be smoked or burned. Dried petals has been shown to have anesthetic effects. So yeah, Blue Lotus, it says a beautiful watering flower. It is beautiful. It looks very beautiful in water. Does says it enhances libido and the aphrodisiac. But it's sacred to ancient Egyptians. Of course, I said Kemet. They are in Egyptian art or ancient Kemetian art. So, let's see. It says, in addition to being the birthplace, it came to be associated with afterlife. This herb is associated with afterlife and rebirth in the Egyptian culture, specifically the Osiris pantheon for the Kemetic spirituality on the story of Osiris and Isis. And we're trying to go down to if it has any. Here it is. So, Blue Lotus as a tea or elixir is the most traditional way to experience this dreamy herb. Taking a few sips of an elixir or steeping the cup of Blue Lotus to enjoy before bedtime or meditation practice can relax the mind and body while opening up consciousness and sensory capacity. Steep 2 tablespoons of dry Blue Lotus leaves and 12 ounces of just boiled water for 10 to 15 minutes. And make sure the vessel is covered so the fragrant oils don't escape. Yeah, and it has a wonderful potent smell to it, and even a taste to it while you drink it. So that's a little bit about the Blue Lotus. Of course, you know about Psilocybin cubensis. If you don't know, you know it is a what they call the magic mushroom, but the magic is from within. It's really the intelligence of the Psilocybin cubensis that helps connect the neurological pathways in our brain to enable us to come into an awareness and enlightenment of ourselves and see different things within our chakra systems that we need to focus on in order to bring those healing to those various chakras, so we can be in alignment first, you know, with ourselves, but then for our higher self, so we can create that connection from our higher self, our oversoul, into this physical illusionary perception of what we deem as a reality. And then we can move forward in this reality, really connecting both worlds, so we can really bring forth our destiny and what we're really here to do and what we're here to uncover and what we're here to learn and experience. So we can't really fully get into an experience from my perspective until we really have that connection of, you know, our soul that is in here that really needs to connect to our oversoul, so we don't get carried around by where spirits may take us, because our spirit can change. Spirits can change based on the environment, based around other spirits and energies that we're around. So if we have that connection, that higher connection to our oversoul, then we can overcome what our spirit may want to do, or the animal instinct, you know, that mammalian part of our brain, a reptilian part of our brain that has not really brought itself up to its highest self and kind of know. So we have to reprogram, we have to train, and there's various things that we can do. And one of the things that I promote for people is looking into psychedelics, and even not just taking them, you know, by themselves, but also meshing them with other, you know, medicinal mushrooms. I say Psilocybin cubensis and lion's mane is a great mesh together, just like I did psilocybin and Blue Lotus is a good mesh together before bedtime. And so to cut off, but kind of see what works for you. I've done it in the morning. You can microdose in the morning, also in the evenings, but I think it's calling for us to do that at this time in order to raise to our highest self and get to what we have planned as God selves or energy higher form selves. All-knowing drops of all-knowing selves in an illusionary reality on what we're here to do within an illusion, because we are here and we have to have a purpose if we're a part of this dense physical matter reality. So that's the things I wanted to share with you. Hopefully it's been beneficial. Let's working on cleansing our outward space, and our inward space is very important. So I'll leave you as always in peace and high frequency.